Hey everyone, so this is Catfish Season 7, Episode 7, called Travis and Candy. Travis is the one who has written in, wanting to see if Candy is the person who she says she is. So Travis is 25 from LA, and 2 years ago he was on this dating site, saw this profile photo named Candy Red. Not gonna say anything about that. And apparently she's from Las Vegas, so he wants her to move in with him so that she can pursue her dreams and all of that. And I'm just like, boy, like you've never seen her and you want her to move in with you, like, okay. Um, and then he's like, well, when they get on the Skype call and all that, like he's like, well, we send thousands of text messages a week, but when we talk on the phone, it's 2 to 3 minutes long, and that's it, and that's how brief their phone calls really are. And he even goes on to say that when one of his family members was planning on getting married in Las Vegas, he was like, you know what, I want you to be my plus one for this wedding, and all that. She says, sure, why not? But then she basically ghosts him for several days, for the days leading up to it, and I guess the day of the wedding. So for several days she just ghosts us, and it's just like, okay. And she even goes so far as to ask for fucking money. So it's just like, okay. um uh So they go over to his job, which is a garage where he works as a mechanic, and he says he's had one serious relationship, um, and that's because most women around his age range can't hold a conversation. So he's like, and that's like a big thing for him. So and Candy apparently fulfills that, through text message only. So. Neve and Max are like, well, you know what? It's a very, very high possibility that she isn't who she says she is, both picture and name wise. So he's like, well, it's important for me that she is the person in the photos, because he doesn't really say why. He just says it's really important for him. Like, it's 8 out of 10 for him that she is the person in the photos, because he like, and while he doesn't say why, I personally believe it's because he has preferences, and so he's like, I mean, it's like, looks are important to me. So, which I'm not gonna fault him for, because I've said in previous videos for this, I personally believe that being physically attracted to someone is for the average person in this country. Not saying for anyone who's asexual or anything like that, but for the average person who regularly loves to engage in sexual activity, they have to have some sort of high uh, degree of, you know, like, find the person they're dating attractive. So that's just me. That's just what I think. So anyway, so they go back into like an office in this place of work, and start searching. They look at her dating profile and see in her URL that that there's the name Tiana in it. They go to a profile on the computer and then take all 27 pictures off the search. The first picture doesn't come up with anything, but the second picture instantly comes back with a Google search for a woman named Capri, who is a porn star that is married. Okay. Um, Travis thinks he's been talking to a porn star, but Neve sets his ass straight, quickly, saying someone stole Capri's photos and used them as their own. So he has, and like a minute or so later, he says, well, I've been taken advantage of before, and basically I'm being taken advantage of now. Um, the, and he like the first time he got taken advantage of, the person ended things, and then like not that long after that he met Candy, who again takes advantage of him. So Max offers up the information of uh, finding out there might be a way to find out who he might be talking to. And that's to plug in the URL for the dating profile into Google, like the last part of the URL into Google for searching. They try to see if it's on Twitter, but there isn't a profile with that particular URL. They then check Facebook and they find a profile with the name Bahama Breezy or Bahama Breeze. I was gonna say Breezy, I don't know why. Anyway, so this person tagged a girl named Veronica in a post the day before. So they messaged Veronica. They searched for Candy's number, and while the name was unknown, the place is in Gardena, California, where Travis is. And so they're thinking it might be someone he knows when Veronica calls them. She said she doesn't know anyone named Candy or Bahama Breeze, and she says that she gets a lot of random posts, postings, like gets tagged quite a lot in posts, that she isn't on Facebook a lot of the time. And I'm like, okay, sure. She then suddenly ends the call very sketchily, and so they take a break for the day to wait for others to get back to them. Nee then talked to Laura about the whole situation, and this is actually a good bit of advice for once since like the first episode. She says, well, maybe you guys came in too hot and grilled her too hard. So she advises Nee to reach out and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound too aggressive on the phone and all that. So the next day Veronica calls back and asks if they can meet up to talk. Neve and Max go where she texts to meet, which is in some random ass alley. And I'm like, y'all about to get fucking shot or shanked or something, because y'all be going up into places where y'all shouldn't be, and then y'all gonna end up getting hurt. And Neve's a new daddy and everything. Like, I don't even think his daughter's like a year old. Well, I think she's a year old, but she's barely a year old, and you're going into alleys and shit where you can get fucking shot or killed or something. Like, y'all need to stop, because y'all I mean, not to say that Max shouldn't care about it, but Neve's a new ass daddy. So, and he just got married too. Like, he's a new daddy and he got married. And like, so y'all need to stop, really. Anyway, so Veronica reveals that Candy is her sister, and that her sister has been catfishing people for years, but has never heard anything about the people she catfishes. Apparently, her family's been trying to get her to stop, the entire time, but she obviously hasn't. So she said she'll reach out to her sister and let them know where to meet. So they then go to Travis' place to talk about what just happened, and then they check in with Veronica. She says, well, she tells her sister that they will be meeting Catfish. She'll make a run for it. So she made up the lie that she and her sister will go shopping, and have the three of them surprise her and her sister in the place where they're planning on going shopping. So she checks them the address, and it's a parking garage where I guess the mall they're going to go to is. And Veronica and her sister show up, and as soon as her sister sees what's going on, she starts cussing. And I'm like, girl, why the hell are you cussing? Like, why are you cussing right now? Stop. You don't need to. You are not the one who should be cussing right now. Travis should be, because he is the one that put his life on hold for the last 2 years for your ass, because you have some complex about you. So she claims that her name is still Candy, and that she's sorry and all of that. But Yeah, she's saying she's sorry and all that, but she's saying it so aggressively that it's like, it doesn't sound sincere. So it's like, okay, Veronica gets upset and starts, crying because this is after like about 5 or 10 minutes, like 5 minutes of Candy saying that she uh, is sorry and she'll change and all that. And so Veronica walks away crying because she can't take any more of her sister saying she messed up, um, and she will change and all that because she's been doing this for years and she still hasn't. Um, so we found out her real name is actually Brianna, and she is 28 years old, and she's been doing this since she was a teenager. So eventually they, finish talking for that day, and then the next day they go meet up with Brianna and Veronica again at, I guess, Veronica's house. Veronica still doesn't believe Brianna will stop. Travis, Travis the previous day hadn't really said much, but today, but that the next day he's like, well, you know what, you fucked with me and all that, and I'll forgive you, but I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. I don't want to talk to you, and all that. And next thing you know, it's 3 months later. Travis, has been feeling a lot better lately, and has even gone on a couple of dates. Find out Brianna supposedly stopped catfishing, but you never know. And apparently she's even in a relationship now. So, I mean, okay, I suppose. Anyway, so this really wasn't that, like, to me again, it wasn't really a double reveal. I mean, we've seen where Neve and Max have contacted the person that is doing the catfishing's siblings, and first, and then they meet the person who's actually catfishing and all that, and so it's not really a double reveal that it turned out to be Veronica's sister. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't just a standard episode. It's like just a standard episode from previous seasons. So it's not like it was a double reveal. I mean, all this double reveal shit is like not even shocking. It's not shocking. They're making it out to be like it's gonna be shocking, and it's not. And I'm like, I keep waiting for them to like have something that'll just blow my mind, and there hasn't been, and I'm just like, okay. Anyway, I mean, that's just personally me and what I think, and anyway, so next week on Catfish, a son writes in for his mother. We've seen this before, back in like season 3 or 4, or possibly even, I don't think season 2, but it could have been season 2, but I think it was like season 3 or 4, where his son wrote in for his mother, or something like that, and, or I'm thinking of a mother writing in for her son, or something like that, and, I guess the person that she's talking to is using the name Jose or something, because in the clip it says, how do you know how many guys named Jose are in Michigan or something like that? So I will even go so far as to say the person that she's talking to is someone that she knows personally, I guess, or maybe not even personally, but just knows, I guess, either via Facebook or could be even personally, but I will say that, and that's really all I have for this particular episode, and I will see you guys next week.